Yo guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video we're playing Warrior Flight Simulator 2024 on PC, running at my overclocked MSI Vanguard RTX 5090 graphics card and Ryzen 9 9950X 3D CPU. So firstly, we got a pretty dangerous takeoff here. That would have been a huge problem if that was real life. But I did notice the aircraft approaching me on the runway. Anyways, let's stop and show you the graphics settings really quickly. Everybody landing gear up. We are flying out of JFK New York Airport, and we're going to be doing a little tour of New York City. Okay, as for the render resolution, we're running a render resolution of 3840 by 2160 on my 4K 144 Hertz display. We are running DLAA mode for super resolution, and we're running 2x frame generation. Previously, in my previous Flight Simulator 2024 videos, I couldn't get frame generation to work, so I'm just going to leave it at 2x, and we're just going to exclusively do 4K native DLAA. As for the advanced graphics settings, we have everything on the Ultra preset with 400% terrain level detail, object level detail set to 200, and all the advanced graphics settings are Ultra high preset with everything fully mixed out. I think there is ray trace shadows somewhere. Yeah, right here. So that is also enabled. And we also have HDR enabled. We have to wait 2 or 3 days for the HDR to process on YouTube. So we're going to go ahead and play and just do a little cruise around, fly around New York. And we're doing live weather as of today, which is Tuesday. And we're just going to do a pretty peaceful, mellow flight. Not going to really do any too serious benchmarking. We're just going to run 4K DLAA mode. And we'll try to do the cockpit view as well as external views. And we'll just see how it runs and plays with 2x frame generation. And that's about it. Just a real simple, laid back benchmark. And hopefully you guys enjoy the flight. Now, I've always been a huge fan of Flight Simulator games. I've been playing it since I think the original, some of the original ones, back in like 91 or 92. I think it was called Flight Simulator 1990. I can't remember exactly which version it was, but I played them all pretty much, except like the one that was like from the late 80s. I don't think I played. I think I played it once in high school. It looked horrible, but I played them all. It's basically all I'm trying to get at, and I've been always a huge fan of aviation in general. I've always liked airplanes, and for the longest time I wanted to be a pilot when I was a kid. I never did pursue that dream, but I just really enjoy aviation, so there is still time to pursue that dream, but for now we're just doing the Flight Simulator to enjoy and simulate my passion for flying. Looks like pretty clear skies, a little bit of clouds, nothing too major. Like I said, I'm running the live weather forecast, which I can show you here. Pull it up. As of August 19th, 2025. JetBlue 415. Altimeter 2992. Clear for takeoff. Runway 13 right. JetBlue 2474. Kennedy Tower. Altimeter 2. Alright, so now we'll get a nice view of the city here. And we'll try to get a bunch of different camera angles, see how everything runs place. Now obviously the 1% lows aren't looking so well. I'm going to go ahead and reset the afterburner. But that's just one unfortunate issue. When you're using frame generation, you're going to have reduced 1% lows. And in terms of the building detail, everything looks really, really detailed and clear. Very crisp. Seems like it's just about the right time of day to really see all the buildings, textures, I guess the roads and the cars, the trees on the ground. It's very detailed. I'm just gonna pretend I'm not looking at the 1% lows, even though they are piss poor. But we'll focus on the average FPS, which seems to be around 81, which is fair enough. But unfortunately, like I said, with frame generation, it's always a hit or a miss. depending on the game, if you're going to get good performance. What really helps is if you can maintain a higher FPS at native resolution in the game, then you can probably get better results when you use frame generation. But sometimes in this game, because the optimization is kind of off, sometimes it uses more of the CPU, sometimes it uses more of the GPU. It kind of makes things a little bit difficult in terms of getting the best performance. I always like to fly low over Central Park here because it's got all this foliage and trees and these lakes or ponds. It's a lot to render. And it's really beautiful too to see some nature. It's such a urban environment like the city of New York. But in terms of stutters, it seems to be pretty smooth. I'm not seeing any stutters. Even though 1% lows are not looking so well, but other than that, I would say it's running and looking pretty good. And yeah, back to me as a kid, you know, like with airplanes, I remember like when I would be with my parents, I would be sitting in the backseat of the car. Whenever we'd go like past the airports, I would always be like staring at the planes, watching them take off and land, and listening to the engines. It was just such a surreal experience. And then I remember the first time I did fly, it was by myself. I was like 8 years old. I was visiting my dad in California. And the first time I flew, I was just like, I was just amazed, man. It was so incredible. There was also some times when I flew to visit my dad in California over the summer that after the plane landed, the pilots actually let me sit in the cockpit. Of course, after the plane landed. And I remember getting down into the seat, feeling the controls, and just seeing all the buttons. I was just so blown away. It was just such a cool experience. And that was, that's something I don't think they let people do that. Anymore these days because of security reasons. But that was back in the early 90s, like 1993 or 4. And yeah, I think there was a couple times I got to sit in the cockpit after the plane landed, and it was just such a cool experience, you know? I would love to do that again today in more modern airplanes, but yeah, it's just something I remembered, and it really further brought up my enthusiasm to be a pilot when I got to sit in the cockpit and feel the controls. I remember turning the controls, and I remember both sticks on left and right were moving as I turned them. And it was just so cool, you know. It was just one of those moments where you had to be there to see it. But yeah, just something I remember. Just thought I'd share that story to kind of make the commentary more interesting. But overall, looks like we're averaging 76 FPS, 1% loading at 20, max FPS 88, but very smooth sailing. I would say it's running very well. No stutters, visual clarity is very good, everything looks really nice. GPU is only utilizing about 52% of the power, and we're using about 26% of the power of the CPU. So it always seems to be like a half and half situation where it's only using like half of the GPU's power, which is why the FPS can kind of vary depending on how the engine is running. So it's just one of those things that I really have no control over, but either way, as long as the game runs good and doesn't stutter, it's fair enough for me. Alright, I'm going to throttle up and gain some altitude. Listen to those engines roar. Give a little zoom in here. But I just love hearing those engines. Throttling up, hearing the sound of the power, seeing the thrust evacuating there from the exhaust. It's just such a cool thing to see in this game. Really detailed. I mean, it's just so cool, you know, like an airplane of this size and being in control of it and taking your passengers all around the world. Like, to me, that's just so amazing. Get a nice little cockpit view here. Got some clouds to our left. Co-pilot's just chilling there as always. Oh, for any of you flight sim enthusiasts, do you remember how to go into the options and change your cockpit or your co-pilot's uniform? I wanted to give him like a pilot's outfit instead of those like more casual clothing. I tried going into the options. I didn't really see any options to change it. I must have forgot where that was, but anybody who's watching this video knows how to change your co-pilot's outfit. I wanted to just have him give like a standard captain's uniform, and I just forgot where it was in the options to do that. But let me know. Anybody watching knows how to do that, just let me know in the comments. It'd be very much so appreciated. Alright guys, so I just wanted to make a nice little peaceful chill video of Flight Simulator 2024. Get a nice view of New York City, and now we're rising high above the clouds and going further in our flight. But if you did enjoy the video, do give this video a like. If you want to see more content like this, more RTX 5090 gaming benchmarks, along with my Ryzen 9 9950X 3D CPU, feel free to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this short little flight simulator 2024 presentation, and I'll see you guys around. Appreciate all the support, and thanks for watching, guys. Next time.